Okay. Hi everyone. Thanks to be here. Such a pleasure to have the room full of people. Today, this is the second appointment for $5 range counter strategy. Yesterday, Alena talked about an introduction of a study of cases of $5 range attack that happens. Today, I will talk more about technical defense, deniability, all the digital aspect, and how you can improve your security. I'm one of the co-founders of Bitpolito. You can see all around the conference guys with the blue shirt and the cow. Is a research and development team inside Polytechnic of Turin. We founded like 6 years ago, and since then a lot of people joined the industries, launched startups, and so on. I'm very proud of that. And today I'm a cybersecurity consultant. I work in defense, blue teams, SOC L3, Security Operations Center, where I do cyber threat intelligence, digital forensic analysis, incident response to malware, ransomware, infostealer, attacks in general that might target industries. Also, I work as a consultant in the Bitcoin space, focused, of course, in the vertical of security. So I help design coercion-resistant custody and so on. And I'm BitSalv everywhere. I used to call Salvatoshi, but there was another Salvatoshi, so I changed the name. So, again, day one, Alena talked about threat, kidnappings, extortion, real scenarios. Today we'll talk about deniability, time locks, multisig, miniscript integration, use cases, and so on. And tomorrow there will be the Glock.me training. Will be focused on physical security, and it's a side event. You need to register on it, but is interesting and if you want to have a complete overview, not complete, but a well-prepared overview of all the $5 range counter strategy, you might join because we'll cover the physical aspect that will not covered today. And also today we will not cover device OS hardening, network hygiene, account identity security, legal jurisdiction risk, hardware wallet specific, Bitcoin protocol privacy, many more. That's because security and privacy is a process, but it's a process spread all over the layers of the technology you're using, starting from the physical, of course, then there is the network security, the application security, and so on. You need to follow the ISO standard and from down to up, but there is no time to do all of that. But today we will focus on the protocol aspect of Bitcoin and some theory regarding threat modeling and how to map threat spread that can target you. I will link you later another presentation that I have made in another conference in June that is called the OPSEC Good Practices, and I talk there more about Bitcoin privacy, clustering techniques, and countermeasure to avoid loss of privacy in the Bitcoin protocol. But you can see that presentation later. But if we have time later, I will pick some aspect of that today. Again, tomorrow there is the counter kidnapping training. You can book on Glock.me site. And now we can have a reality check. These memes, I think how much of you know these memes? No? Okay. Someone? I think is one of my preferred, aside from brain rot. Maybe is one of my preferred serious memes. And in conference like that, like this, in our bubble, we often talk about metaphysical and technical construction But the reality is in the hand that we live in a physical world, and the physical threat is the first threat you might encounter, even when you're a child and grow up. So the physical threat, the physical layer is the bottom line, and we need to understand to avoid a physical threat. And our job is to make the branch path slow, risky, and convincing. We need to have a strategy that may the attacker don't do the physical attack. And I made my memes. To stop a $5 branch attack about a gun. Of course, violence is a tool we can use to avoid violence, but often violence escalates. Attacker could buy a bigger gun. So it would be a loop. I buy a bigger gun, he could buy a bigger gun, and both of us will die. So we can avoid violence if we are well prepared, and I hope that this talk can prepare you at least a bit about not using violence, even though violence is the ultimate tool we can use against an attack. But the first point, even in every aspect of when we talk about defense, I use threat modeling every day at work, modeling threats that can target servers, information, computer infrastructure, and so on. And threat model is a process. So here we are talking about tools, but in reality we need to talk about process, because a tool without a process is nothing. And threat modeling is the analytical process of anticipating threat and designing appropriate defense. In short, it means that you map the threats and understand your personal risk landscape based on your footprint, based on your information you leak, based on your asset that you value valuable, and you try to build defense that can anticipate the adversaries. It's a process. You need to repeat this process for each period of time. You need to repeat this process when something changes, and all start with asset identification. You can apply this process with funds, with your Bitcoin private keys, with your wife, with your everything you consider important for you. And for each asset, you map the threat that involve the specific asset, and who might target you for having gain control of that specific asset. Then you know that the asset, you know the threat, you map the vulnerability that the attacker can exploit, can leverage to have control of the asset. And for each vulnerability, you deploy countermeasure. But there is a problem. Time is scarce, resources are scarce. You can't deploy countermeasure indefinitely for each asset and for each threat. So you need to prioritize the most important asset and build countermeasure based on this prioritization. So the risk core can help you understand the asset to protect first, and then have a list of assets to protect in order. And risk is the product of probability per impact. So probability is of much is likely that the attack will happen and succeed, and impact is of much threat you, of much damage you, the attack if will succeed. So the risk score is important because is the pivot used for prioritizing the threat modeling and the countermeasure you deploy. For example, you can have 4 basically output: low probability, low impact. Of course, this you can you can have this mapped value output you can ignore this output because you have low probability that they will happen and low impact. So we need to focus on high impact. So low probability, high impact. For example, we are talking about the family identity, legal documents, assets that are documents, and the impact of losing access of it is higher, but especially in Italy because there are a lot of documents and bureaucracy. I don't know in Switzerland, but you have low probability of being targeted for your passport or your birth certificate and so on. And who might attack you to gain control of documents could be insider, people that usually go in your home, burglary and so on, and the controller, maybe you take your document in a, put your document in a bank, or you take at home all the copies of your documents and so on. Then we have high probability and low impact, something that might happen, but if happen, I don't care. So I don't know. In gym locker, you can have you can put spare clothes, your AirPods, I don't know, your backpack, something like that, and the probability that someone can steal it is higher, but again, you don't care enough, and you deploy countermeasure that you put the locker and nothing else. The opportunity that who might target you is an opportunistic thief or someone that came around the gym, but it's not probable that I mean the impact is low. So we need to prioritize high impact and high probability cases, like someone that might target your smartphone or then to use it to pivot inside your PC and steal your passphrase, your seeds, and so on. And for example, in case of accounts, in case of phishing attacks, you might receive an email that seems correct, but in reality is not. And you click on the phishing email, you do the login, you will be redirected to the true accounts, and in the meantime, the attacker join control of your account. This is an example of high probability, high impact case. And the target, the attacker could be a scammer, a thief, a phishing gang, and so on. And for avoid that, use different devices for different aspects of your life. Hardware keys, physical two-factor, not the SMS, not the QR code with the code, but YubiKey, NitroKey, for example. So this for give you an idea. Then we will apply the threat model to our cases of $5 range attack, but every present countermeasure is the avoid privacy loss, because privacy loss are signal you're spreading about information of you, and an attacker could use this information for gain control on your asset. An example: you take a selfie you put on social media, and nowadays there are software that with a single photo can track precisely your position. So you make a selfie with some palace on the background, some tree and so on, and there are models of artificial intelligence and technology that can track your precise position based on one single photo. So privacy matters, and here you can find a pyramid of leaks. It's something that, let's say, I build that usually at work I talk about is the opposite, is pyramid of IOC, indicator of compromise, So information that make you understand of the compromisation is made. So I reverse it and is like the opposite is the pyramid of leaks, where there are all the information you leak, and starting from physical privacy, again the example of the photo, then network communication information, the OS you are using, the your IP addresses, your MAC addresses, and so on. For example, you can connect to the internet of the conference, but maybe I have a pineapple here, a gadget that simulates the Wi-Fi of the conference, but instead I'm doing a man in the middle, and I'm taking all the information from you and simulate the real network. This is an example of network communication attack. Then you add identity, cloud, application, privacy leak, and here we can talk about again the phishing case and so on. Then you have the Bitcoin layer, all the information you spread around using the Bitcoin layer through transaction and so on, but also all the aspects regarding Bitcoin. The fact you are here in a conference of Bitcoin that is focused on Bitcoin, and you are here in a room that is where we are talking about $5 range attack countermeasure, imply the fact that you have Bitcoin that you want to protect. So you are leaking information that an attacker inside this room can leverage to attack you. So this maybe could be that's maybe is a disclaimer I need to make at the beginning, but all the information say to you, and saying also to your attacker, to the people that might threat you. So you need to have a little fantasy later when you will be at home and try to build your countermeasure, because everything I'm saying you here can be used against you. So it's kind of a paradox. But I think that over-information is better than security by obscurancy. That I think is a bullshit. But so let's go. This is the presentation I was talking about, the other one, OPSEC good practices. There is a kind of phishing attack that is made through QR code. So it's not that the case, but could be. So make attention when you scan QR code around. Someone need to scan. There is this link is a CryptPad drive, and you can download the presentation there. Is working? Okay. Maybe later I will show again the QR code. So we need to build the same principle axiom that we will use with threat modeling to build countermeasure. One aspect that is universal is layering. Compartmentalize the aspect of your life, the aspect your information, the leak of your information, so on. For example, I'm using Cubes, that is a Linux distribution that is made for compartmentalized aspects and run on VMs, and all the different VMs can't talk, and so you have compartmentalized. I can deploy a malware inside this PC in a VM, and all the other VM will not be impacted. So this is an example of compartmentalization. Another axiom is time is a form of control. You can use time to leverage an advantage for yourself. And a believable story is better than a secret. So a secret can be someone can make you reveal a secret, but a believable story is better because the attacker might believe you. So these are the three axioms that I made for as design principle. Then we have some criteria you might use. Simple under stress. So when you will be in a situation of threat, you can't have complex thing to think, but you need to make simplicity or made simplicity first. Then segmentation, again similar to layering. Least knowledgeable. If you don't know something, maybe it's better to know it. If you can remember your seed with memory, someone can extort you the seed through torture. Observability, testability, reversibility. You might build a complex system that make the attacker don't gain access of your fund, but you forgot something and you lose access to. So simplicity and reversibility is important. And now we're talking about layer security and deniability. Again, the concept of compartmentalizing. Again, layer security in this aspect is we need to compartmentalize wallets. 3 examples that I think you might know are the hot wallet, the saving wallet, the vault, and the decoy wallet. Why compartmentalization? Because you limit blast radius and you contain failures. But the most important aspect in this case of compartmentalizing wallets is UTXO hygiene, because the blockchain is public, and if you make a connection between the decoy wallet and the saving wallet, the attacker will track you and know that there is another wallet, a saving wallet, a vault wallet, and make the decoy wallet useless. So UTXO hygiene is very important. Privacy on Bitcoin is very important on the Bitcoin transaction. And the goal of have deniability is to offer a believable truth under pressure, under stress. We need to keep separate all the stories and the asset related to the stories, the seed, the password, the device, the XPub, the UTXO, and test it. So hot wallet, why we can build a hot wallet for everyday payment. We put there small value of the asset. We can use a telephone, something that we can take every day with ourselves. And of course, no seed in clouds. You need to put the seed offline always. And again, operationally, the UTXO hygiene is very important. In this case, for hot wallet, you may use Lightning Network and maybe other layer 2 solution. And the recovery in this case is quickly, immediate. And the backups are separate from the saving one. For the decoy wallet, the purpose is to use this wallet under stress to maybe hand the attack on you. So these are funds you might lose, you're willing to lose in case of attacks. And you need to have here a believable story. So this implies that you need to have a UTXO in the history of your decoy wallet believable. So maybe you can use this decoy wallet to fund the hot wallet, and maybe to you buy some Bitcoin on exchanges because you want the decoy wallet linked to your identity and have a believable story. I don't know, these are examples, but you need to have pattern that support your thesis, your story. Then the saving wallet need to be completely separate for everything, and need to be both on custody side, like seeds and so on, both on the history of the transaction. Oh, it's too late. I need to rush. So how we can make all the different type of compartmentalized wallet? We can use multi-seed in the sense of having a separate seed for each wallet. The pro are that is simple. It's a simple mental model. I have one seed for one type of wallet. I need to again have a on-chain history clean and separate. But if I use different seed, that could happen. If I don't make mistake in receiving and send. The cons are you have a lot of secret to have custody, a lot of seed, and if you lose a seed, you lose the wallet, basically, and the fund associated with it. You can use BIP39 and the passphrase. So I have one seed and different passphrase for different type of wallet. One passphrase for the auth, one passphrase for the decoy, one password for the saving one. But again, you have all the secret of the passphrase to or remember or save in some steel paper. And maybe under stress, someone can extort you the passphrase, or maybe you can fail yourself and reveal the incorrect passphrase, the saving one passphrase instead of decoy. You don't know of under stress, under torture, you will behave. So then we have BIP 85. How much do you know this BIP and what it does? No? So basically, it's recent. Not every wallet implemented, but for example, Coldcard yes, and you can use this BIP to have one master seed, and then with this BIP you generate other seed that are deterministically linked to the original seed, but are seed valid in the Bitcoin protocol. So you have one master seed in a vault in a bank, for example, that is the master seed, and then on different other wallet, the different compartmentalized wallet that are independent, not linkable, but all child of the master seed. Then you can have Shamir, secret sharing, threshold signature, where you have k of n. You have a secret. You divide this secret in n pieces, and then are required k pieces to build the secret to sign. The pro are that is tolerate loss, and for example, you need to have a quorum of 2 of 3. But this is not a policy of spending policies, because we are not talking about multi-signature here. If you store all the pieces together, you collapse the security, the security of it. Then you have multi-signature. These are more knowledgeable. You need to have different keys in order to sign the transaction. 2 of 3, 3 of 5. There is more complexity in that, because you don't need to back up only the private key, but also the public key. Thanks to the descriptor nowadays, this is more simple. It's just I don't know, if you use Sparrow and you do a multi-signature, then Sparrow allow you to download a PDF with all the public keys. You stamp it, you print it, you laminate it, and put together with the private key, each private key in your backup location, for example. Okay, so let's make a quick comparison, even though the time is not enough. For multi-seed, different seed, you have segmentation by role, using different seed for each role. I define role as the type of wallet, so auth, decoy, and so on. If you lose one seed, you lose that specific role. And if someone stole that seed, stole the fund related to that role. BIP39 plus passphrase. If you forget the passphrase, you lose everything associated with this passphrase. If someone stole your seed, you don't lose the access. No, the attacker can access to the fund related to the passphrase if you use a strong enough passphrase, of course, because the attacker may do brute force. BIP 85, if still the master can access can access to all children of the wallet, to all the linked wallet seed, but if the attacker stole the one of the child, can't gain access to all the other. So this is an example. Then we have Shamir, where if the attacker stole less than k pieces of the seed of the seed, can gain access. If attacker take more than k part of the seed, can have access to the fund. And with multi-signature is similar. Without more than n keys, can't have access to the fund. There are also advanced techniques, more advanced, that leverage miniscript and time locks in order to build complex paths of spending and saving. Miniscript are, let's say, a way to build through a more generic language, Bitcoin scripting, more developer-friendly language, Bitcoin scripting, and leverage also Descriptor and PSBT to build path condition, spending path conditions that are iterable with different wallets. You can take, thanks to Miniscript and thanks to Descriptor, condition policy built on, I don't know, Liana, and port to Sparrow, for example. And an example of that is I want a wallet that uses 2 key of 3 to sign, or 1 key after a delay. And time locks, I used both absolute time lock and relative time lock. I used to make time condition on the spending policy or on the address or on the address. So you might have again one key usable after a delay of time. This is an example of Liana. Also, other wallets are implementing this kind of policy, like Bitvault. You can use. You are here in the conference. You can talk with them. Liana yesterday made a presentation about that. I don't know Bitvault, but they have a stand upstairs. And an example of complex, advanced spending policy or custody policy is I have a primary key that after a delay of time that I don't use it, I mean, we have a one-to-one signature scheme. Then after a delay of time that I don't use the found, another key is unlocked, and so the wallet became one of two, for example. And I can use this wallet as a backup, for example. Or I can use this kind of spending policy to build complex scheme of compartmentalized wallet, complex scheme of custody. Another example is a variable multi-signature. Here we have a 2 of 2 multi-signature that after delay of time that fund are not used became 2 of 3 multi-signature. So another key is activated. Okay, we have like 5 minutes. We can have a use case of a Bitcoiner or that mid-higher Bitcoin profile that has 1 to 10 Bitcoin, work a Bitcoin company, is public facing, travel a lot, going in conference talks, is active on social. Is the identity of the Bitcoin of the profile we are analyzing associated everywhere with Bitcoin, so is a high risk target. And who might target these kind of people? Organized crime, kidnapping crews. This target can travel a lot about in different countries. So maybe there are countries that have local authorities, border agents that might target if they are corrupt. But we talk about the state. So then we have professional social engineering crew, SIM swapping crew, attacker that are organized to do this kind of threat. Also, people that work near the company, the target, people that are near this target, even fake friends, and how they reach you, or they can reach the target through the travel trail that he can make. You know that the target is in the conference at the tower, and after there is the speaker party, and he may drink a lot, and then he might be kidnapped. So, for example, and this is a simple architecture that this kind of people, this target can use. So having a hot wallet with, I made this sample with 10 Bitcoin, but you can use also with 1 Bitcoin of custody. Can have 0.2 Bitcoin in L2, Lightning, Liquid, I don't care. And that are connected with the coin number 1 and is fueled by the coin number 1. The coin number 1 has 0.8 Bitcoin. You can use a plain seed or a seed with passphrase number 1 and has a lived-in on-chain history. Again, maybe you are connected to an exchange. This wallet is connected to an exchange that leaks some privacy aspect of you, but maybe you want that because you're saying, no, that are all my Bitcoin, you can see in my history and so on. I don't know, it's an example. Then you have the coin number two, with that is the fake vault. So if someone is kidnapping you, you may use this kind of decoy to say, no, this is all that I have is my vault, all my saving here, but in reality it's a fake vault. And then you have the true vault that is completely separate from everything. The coin number 2 need to have no overlap with hot and the coin number 1 because you need to have a believable story of fake vault. And the vault, the true vault, need to have a high security configuration because here you have all your real fund. And in this case, I think about 3 or 5 multi-signature spread on different location. Maybe it's here. Yeah, backups. So the hot wallet you put in paper or metal, like kept with you. You want to have easily recover of that. Then you have the decoy wallet. Again, still, you may use the passphrase or not, depends. But the passphrase will be on or memorized or on steel or paper on a second location different from the seed. Then you have the decoy wallet number 2. It's a fake vault, so you need to have the backup not with you, of course in steel. Passphrase maybe in memorized or again in a second location. You can use the same seed for hot wallet and decoy, and then have or you can use the same seed with decoy. Maybe you have the decoy number 1 with only the seed, and the decoy number 2 with the passphrase, seed plus passphrase. So an attacker attack you. You say, okay, this is my these are my fund, but is the decoy wallet. Then talk to you, and you say, okay, in reality, this is my passphrase. These are my true all Bitcoin that I have, but is the decoy number 2. And then you have the vault. You can use sempre the Liana type, the advanced type of custody with miniscript, time locks, and so on. Or you can use 3 or 5 multi-signature. you have all the private key on Steal on different location, Italy in different jurisdiction, and all the Xpub associated with all the seed backup, all the private key backups, and that's, let's say, conclude the use case. It's a simple one, but maybe you can take inspiration of it, and that's it. Be safe. And buy a gun, because you don't know. I don't know if you have time or you have question. Maybe if there is no time, we can go outside and I can answer to your question. This is the other presentation that I made some times ago, and introduction privacy in the Bitcoin protocol, analysis technique on the privacy loss and of the attacker, all the technique that attacker use to track you down, a strategy to improve privacy. So I will put again the QR code.